Hi guys! So 2014 is coming to an end and it's been quite a year for reading, and so this video will be about my 2014 wrap-up and my 2015 goals. Within the past year I have read 21 books. I have exceeded my 20 book goal by one, so at least I made past the goal. So in 2015 I hope to expand that list to at least 30 to 35 books. I have a lot of unread books on my shelf and I need to get them read, and now that I have the time I can do it, so there's no excuses. That's kind of why I'm going on that book buying ban, in which I talk about in another video. So this past year has been a great year for reading. Gina and I thank you so much for welcoming us into the Booktube community. We've been having a great time so far, and we are excited to see what 2015 brings for us. So I thought I would go ahead and just kind of show you what I've read this past year, kind of like a book haul. But it's my my read list for 2014. So yeah, here we go. The Giver by Lois Lowry. This is probably one of the best books I've read this entire year. The Favorite Book of Favorite Fairy Tales. This is just a collection of fairy tales by the Grimm brothers and Hans Christian Andersen. Voices of the Holocaust by John E. Lewis. Last year I took a Literature of the Holocaust class at my school, and it was really interesting hearing, listening and watching the first-hand accounts from many Holocaust survivors. And as I've told you before, I'm a very big history buff with World War II and Nazi Germany and Hitler and all that. So this was a really good book to read if you're into history. Room by Emma Donoghue. Gina actually recommended this book for me, and I'm really glad she did because this was a really good book. I would really recommend it. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Again, World War II, Nazi Germany. Loved it. In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. Surprisingly, I did not read many of the popular titles back in high school, such as In Cold Blood, The Scarlet Letter, The Great Gatsby. I wasn't in those high honor English classes. I know, surprising, right? But I really wanted to read this, and I'm so glad I finally got around to it. Considered one of Capote's best works. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. This was such a popular book throughout the year, and unfortunately I saw the movie before the book, so I kind of knew what was happening, but the book really gives you the feels at the end. Either you're really happy or you're really angry, but it really gives you some kind of feeling at the end, so the movie did not spoil it. Unholy Night by Seth Grahame-Smith, also known for writing Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Who doesn't love a book about the three wise men being murderous thieves? The Phantom of Manhattan by Frederick Forsyth. I have a very strong opinion on this book, and it's not a good opinion. This was probably the worst book I read this year. A sequel to Phantom of the Opera. It's boring, it's dull, it makes you just think WTF, and then the introduction, the author is basically saying that the original author of Phantom of the Opera didn't know his characters. So yeah, I have very negative opinions about this book. Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children and its sequel, Hollow City, both by Ransom Riggs. My friend had this book, and it looked really interesting, especially with the pictures that are on the back. I really love the pictures that they add into the story, and I was like, this looks really cool. I really want to read it, and I'm so glad I did because this was an awesome book, and I see a lot of great reviews on it on Booktube and Goodreads, and I didn't know that the sequel was coming out this year, so as soon as the sequel came out, I went and got it. The Land of Stories, The Enchantress Returns, and The Land of Stories, A Grim Warning. Both the sequel and the third installment of the Land of Stories series by Chris Colfer. Hi, Chris. I love Chris Colfer, as y'all know by now, but both these books did not disappoint. It just continues into the Land of Stories series. Fairest of All, A Tale of the Wicked Queen by Serena Valentino. I got this book when I was in Epcot, and I love reading books about Disney characters. And when I was in the Germany part of Epcot, I saw this book. I was like, ooh, this sounds really good. My Two Moms by Zach Walls. This was a really good book because, number one, I got it for free. I did an interview with Zach Walls for Vital Voice. And Zach Walls became famous in 2011. A YouTube video of him went viral about him speaking before the Iowa, I want to say House of Representatives. Yeah, I think the House of Representatives, and he was standing for his two moms because Iowa was thinking of repealing the Iowa state legalization of gay marriage. And so he talked about his two moms, and he was unknowingly being recorded, and this video went viral on YouTube, and then he actually got the chance to actually tell us his whole story about being raised by two moms. Fallen Angels of Karnataka by Hans M. Hershey. This was a really good book, not only because that I have my book blurb on there, my review blurb on there. It's an LGBT fiction piece about a gay man who travels the world with an older companion, but there are hidden secrets within the older companion, and I don't want to spoil it for you. You would just have to read it, but it's a really great book. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I grew up watching the 1939 Judy Garland film when I was little, and it was one of my all-time favorite movies, but I never actually read the actual novel, so I was really glad to get my hands on this, and it just really amazed me how many changes there are. It's a really great read, and it's a fast read too, and I really recommend it if you have not read it yet. Like The Wizard of Oz, Peter Pan by J. M. Barrie, the original novel. Again, I grew up watching the Disney classic of Peter Pan, and who knew that there were so many changes within the original book. If you've seen the stage version actually kind of follows the book exactly. But this book was okay. I mean, I wasn't a big diehard fan of it when I was done. I gave it 3 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. It's just the fact that Peter Pan is cocky and Wendy is annoying. Hook is boring. So if you watch the Christopher Walken version of Peter Pan that aired on TV about a month ago, you're basically reading the book. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This book gave me the feels. This is the only book that has ever made me cry. If you have read it, you understand why. If you're not, do it. Just do it. If you want a good cry, read The Fault in Our Stars. The other two I don't have a physical copy with me because I borrowed them. One is Paper Towns by John Green. Gina recommended this book to me, and it was kind of like an adventure reading along with that book. It was a lot of fun. It's totally different from The Fault in Our Stars. John Green is an excellent writer, and I really look forward to reading his other books like Looking for Alaska and Will Grayson, Will Grayson. The last book is called The Paris Wife by Paula McLean, and that is a story about Hadley Richardson, which was Ernest Hemingway's first wife. It kind of goes into detail about their marriage, about their time living in Paris, and all the drama that happened within their marriage until they ended in divorce. So yeah, if you like historical fiction, I would really recommend that book. So yeah, that was my book list for 2014. Like I said, it's been a great year. I loved all these books except 1 or 2, and I really look forward to seeing how much I can read in 2015. Hopefully, this book buying ban will really help me a lot. So yeah, that's all I have for you right now. Again, like I said in my book buying ban video, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, go ahead and comment me, tweet me. You know the drill. Everything's down at the bottom. So yeah, again, please don't spoilers for any books. That's all I ask. So yeah, that's all I have for you right now, so I'll see you next time. Bye.